The air in the dining room seemed to shrink the instant those words left her mouth. My sister's voice trembled with that practiced fragility. Soft, pleading, pitched perfectly so no one at the table could pretend they hadn't heard. Silverware hung suspended halfway to open mouths. My mother turned to stone. My father made a low, deliberate sound in his throat, the way he always did when he was about to pronounce sentence. I stared into my water glass instead, watching the ice fracture and weep, tiny cracks spreading like rumors. I didn't have to raise my eyes to feel the weight of their collective disapproval settling over me like damp wool. Slowly, deliberately, I lifted the glass, let the cold water touch my lips and answered, "Funny timing. I signed the closing papers last Friday. A lovely couple takes possession soon." What followed was a silence so complete I could hear my own heart hammering against my ribs. They had no idea yet that this moment was the crescendo I had orchestrated for months, note by careful note. And the music had begun long before this evening. There was once a time when my sister and I fit together the way matching puzzle pieces do. Strangers used to smile and say we reflected each other. She the sparkling image, I the quieter, more grounded one. When thunder rolled in and the sky split open, she would burrow against me, small fingers clutching my shirt, and I would swear that nothing terrible could ever touch her so long as she never lied to me. Promises, it turns out, spoil even faster than milk left in the sun. When our parents started tilting the world in her direction, small favors at first, then open preference, I told myself it made sense. She was fragile, sensitive, the one who bruised easily. I was the reliable one. I worked longer hours, salted money away, kept the lights on. She drifted. I still believed her love for me was real because I needed it to be. I was naive in those days. Everything changed the afternoon I accidentally played a voicemail never meant for my ears. Just a snippet, but enough. My mother's voice, low and conspiratorial. "She never has to know. Keep acting like you care." My sister's quiet laugh, almost tender. "Once the deed has my name on it, she can find somewhere else. She'll manage. Somewhere else." Meaning the house I had purchased with every overtime shift. The house I had patched and painted and paid taxes on, while they plotted how to slide me out of my own life like a splinter. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I sat on the floor of my bedroom and listened to that message until the words dissolved into static, and all I could hear was the steady thrum of blood in my ears. After that, I began to see clearly. The surprise visits that felt staged. The sudden warmth in their voices. The way praise arrived only when a signature was required. A document needed witnessing. A favor demanded. They still thought I was the old version of me, docile, trusting, blind. They had forgotten that silence can listen better than shouting. Anger lived in me after that, but it was a cold, useful anger, the kind that makes your hands stop shaking. I did not accuse them. I did not threaten. I simply decided that if they were determined to take something that belonged to me, I would hand it over. Only not in the shape they imagined. So I smiled wider. I returned every call the same day. I let them believe their little conspiracy was unfolding perfectly. Meanwhile, I moved through quieter channels. I contacted a discreet real estate agent. We toured the house at dawn while the rest of them slept off the previous night's wine. I found buyers, a gentle pair eager for a new beginning, who could pay cash and close fast. I packed what mattered into a rented storage locker. The rest I sold, gave away, or let vanish. My parents had spent weeks pressing me to add my sister's name to the title, for estate planning. I nodded, murmured agreement, signed nothing they thought I was signing. By the time they suggested she temporarily move in with me to help with upkeep, the sale was already recorded, the funds transferred, the lock scheduled to be changed. Tonight was merely the curtain falling. My sister stared at me, mouth slightly open, the mask slipping. "You sold it." The last two words cracked like thin ice. My father braced both palms on the table. "Explain yourself." I folded my napkin into a perfect square, the way you close a folder once the case is settled. I did. Closing was Friday. New owners move in 7 days from now. My mother's face went the color of old paper. "But your sister, she has nowhere to live." I looked straight at the girl who used to hide behind my legs during thunderstorms. For the first time in years she appeared exactly her actual size. "You should have considered that," I said, voice level, "before you decided my home was yours to steal." Their stunned silence tasted better than anything on the plates. I stood, pushed my chair in with a soft scrape, and walked out while they were still trying to find words. The night air outside felt laundered, brand new. I wasn't furious anymore. I wasn't even bitter. I was simply finally untethered. They had sharpened me into someone they never bothered to notice. And as I drove away from the house that was no longer mine, and from the people who no longer were, I understood the truest thing about revenge: it doesn't roar. It clicks shut behind you, soft as a well-oiled lock, while the shouting stays trapped on the other side.